These are 5 time zones you need to be aware of in the 42 days or 6-week settlement of your property purchase. So typically in Australia, when you purchase a property, you have 42 days or 6 weeks to settle on the property. That means on the day you exchange contract, which means you sign on the dotted line of the contract, you have 42 days to obtain finance so you can obtain the keys and either rent out the property you purchase as an investor or you move into your new home. Now, in the last 15 years, I've project managed more than 20 to 30,000 applications from the start of exchange contract to the settlement of the property, and I've seen some pretty bad time management practices from the start of the exchange of contract to the settlement of the property. And sometimes it's not just due to the client's fault, due to poor time management. Sometimes it's their solicitors. They're real estate agents because they're representing the sellers, not you. And sometimes they're ex-bankers or ex-brokers that get then palmed to me to resolve the issue. And I've identified from these faults that there are 5 time zones. For example, time zone number 1 is the pre-approval time zone. It happens before the exchange of contract. You need to make sure 1 to 2 weeks before you exchange on a contract, you have a pre-approval. And then upon exchange of contract, you need to negotiate a 10-day cooling off period. That is not negotiable. It doesn't matter what your solicitor says, what your real estate agent says. You need 10 days for the valuer to go in and then the bank to assess it. So then you can go into the time zone number 3, which takes about 1 week, the unconditional approval. You need to make sure you get unconditional before you exchange on that contract unconditionally. Then time zone number 4 is the contract signing stage. You need to leave 1 to 2 weeks for that. Do not ever get pressure to sign that loan contract due to poor time management from your solicitor, real estate agent, and your ex-broker and banker. You got to remember, guys, this is a 30-year loan on this property that you're buying. You get the rate wrong, the structure wrong, the name, title, ownership of the property wrong, and also the loan amount wrong. This will haunt you for 30 years. And the final time zone, which is the 5th time zone, is the shortfall time zone. You need to leave at least 1 week for you to figure out what is the shortfall of funds. Usually 88% of the time, the solicitor drops the ball here because they're too bloody busy handling other clients. They forget to tell the client the shortfall of funds. For example, you're borrowing 80% from this property, which means the 20% needs to come from you. It takes about 2 to 3 days to transfer from one bank account to another. If they're telling you about 2 to 3 days before the settlement of the property, that is poor time management. They do not understand the 5 time zones of a properly executed settlement that is project managed. So you feel you have the best experience in your life in purchasing your first property from exchange of contract to the day you get your keys. If you're left feeling stressed, demotivated, deflated after the purchase, well, send this video to them. They need to learn these 5 time zones. And so,